Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing a deck that recently got unbanned in Standard, and that is just because of some cards from Final Fantasy, particularly one for this specific build of Insidious Roots. And what Insidious Roots does is creature tokens you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. When one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, we get a 0/1 green plant creature token with a 1/1 counter on it. This card has been in All-Star for a while. Never necessarily the best deck in the meta, kind of scrapes B tier every now and then, but we got a backup plan that works incredibly well in this deck, and I am very excited to play it, and that is Diamond Weapon. This card is super sick. We did have 4 of these in the deck at first. We went down to 3 because we were finding this card all the time with the amount of milling we're doing off the Insight and the Overlord. So if we ever wanted this for 2 mana, also there's an Adept, we got to play it, and this card is a house. This is the kind of feature card. Some people are calling this Hogak, if you know what that was from Modern, but this spell costs 1 less to cast for each permanent card in your graveyard. So that counts lands, counts everything pretty much in our deck outside of 1. No, I think everything's a permanent. Yeah, so literally any card in our graveyard, this is going to get reduced by 1. So if we have 7 cards for 2 green mana, we can play an 8/8. It's kind of the way we used to be playing, say, its name instead, but instead we get to do this. Works very well at blocking even them double strikers that have trample, because the damage is prevented, so the damage doesn't count towards Diamond Weapon. So if we have a 5/5 with double strike, it'll hit it for 5 and it'll go back in to hit it for 5 again. Even if it has trample, no damage is going to go over that because the damage is prevented the first time around. So it still has 8 toughness, so all 5 damage has to be assigned to it again. So it's a really good blocker against the kind of decks that we struggled against in the past. And finally, we have 1 Vivian here to kind of do some Agatha's Soul Cauldron shenanigans, as we've done in the past with loot. But Vivi can just kind of make that loop a bit easier. Or when we have these big cards like the Overlord and some of these other cards, if we want, even if Vivi just makes a ton of blue or red mana, we can just use 2 black to cast the Overlord and the blue and the red for the extra 3, and then we can start casting a 5/5. If this for some reason isn't that reduced, we can do that. And then if we put a counter on the Diamond Weapon, that's immediately making 9 mana, so we get a lot of extra spare mana to go around while we get our combo set up. So with all that said and done, we're going to dive into the games. There's some epic ones today where I almost concede a game in which we then start comboing and our opponent leaves, which is pretty sick. Other than that, let's go game. All right, well, we get to go first here with a pretty cool hand. We can maybe find a land off this, and we have like a Remorse and the cards to get fueled by us milling over, so it feels pretty good. Like, it feels like a keepable hand for sure. A Forest comes in, buying us time. Now I almost want to Overlord, but we're definitely going for Dredgers to find that 3rd land with a Tyvar available. Wow. Okay. And now this is already down to costing us 6. There's 3 permanents, of course, in that yard. It's Reanimator? Oh, no. Crazy work. They can bring that back next turn. That's not good. We needed the Agatha's Soul Cauldron here, but I weirdly think in this spot I actually have to keep up this Overwhelming Remorse. And I don't really like that. I don't want to be playing like this. We kidding? Dredger's Insight would almost get us there, so maybe we could have went for the waste, but I have to just pass here. I basically have to let them play land, go for... they have to go for Zombify, bringing back their creature. Oh, they don't. But until they put a creature with the ATP in there, oh no. Okay. Oh, wait. I'm sorry, opponent. We just happen to be your counter today. I'm going to play an Agatha's Soul Cauldron. And then I'm going to say... They don't have a way to answer Agatha's Soul Cauldron. There's no way. Right, team? There's just no way, right? Now we gain 2 life, even though that life won't matter in the long run with what our opponent could do to us. Unfortunately for them, we have the counter to their game plan. Now, I have a cool plan too. Whether we'll get to that plan or not, I have no idea. Yeah. Yeah, here's the only problem. Like we said before, they're going to try to return something, and I just get to exile it in response. which kind of sucks because I love what they're playing, to be honest with you. I think it's a super, super sick deck. I just never going to budge with that against the Soul Cauldron, right? But the thing is, if they would have kept their treasures, they really could have just... They really could have done a lot of damage. Yeah, I just don't know how they're going to win. We just have to find our combo stuff. And I feel like even if we start doing the combo, they're just going to move on anyway. So, opponent first. Yeah, we'll keep here. Alright. Could be a lot of things. Could be a lot of things. Forest, we'll play Surveil Land. Judge's Insight looks at so many more cards, but I think I just pass on it for now. I already have one. I have a kind of a slower hand. I don't know what my opponent's doing. Put it on mode 1 too. We'll see. There's Dredgers. Well, of all those, I just want the Cauldron. This is where the mana is kind of going to matter, because like these enter tapped, which is a little tough, but oftentimes we want that. Don't mean that, right? Swarming? Oh no. Oh no, you don't mean that. So I'm going to have to combo you to win my games? I'll need that, I guess. I want to play this. Especially when they have a Squirming Emergence. Like, I'm totally down to just eat everything in the graveyard. If there's a creature with an activated ability, that'd obviously be great. Sure. That does exile that card, so it is a little interesting that they didn't go for the Emergence, but maybe they... No, I just get to take it. No instant speed thing that I'm afraid of. I could take out Say Its Name, but I'm going to take the only kind of threat I see in that graveyard. Play the other Surveil Land. We're going to mill it over anyway, so we might as well just bend it entirely. Here. I haven't seen one Roots pile yet, by the way. Like, I haven't seen one Insidious Roots, which is kind of crazy to think about. Going to change right now? No. And we have a diamond in our hand, so I'm just bending both of those. And we'll pass. We can actually put Vivi underneath here and make mana off this guy for some of our other stuff. Maybe they have removal for my Cauldron. I guess it's just activate here. Go to my graveyard, weirdly enough. And I'm going to take... This could be a mistake, but I'm going to take Vivi. Then Cauldron's going to put a counter here. And now I have mana to activate, which is pretty sweet. I know it's like a weird way to do it, but it's a way to do it nevertheless. So we go here. Blue, blue. So now I just have extra mana going into my turn. Minus.
I have arrived. It's not a victory.
It's an interesting world that I live in. I do have board wipes that they could play against us. I'll bend both of those. It's fine. It's almost weird because it almost feels like in combo right now. I can do this. Go here. I don't have the mana for it, but I can make a ton of mana, which is kind of sick. Like, I don't have the right colors. Or it's activate mana to do any ability. So if I do find like a card. Magic the Gathering card. Part of Magic the Gathering. Decisions to be made. A 9/9 that the damage is prevented. Which I also forgot this thing has reach, by the way. Just having reach is also huge. We're going to take care of that. Just so they need to get one extra copy in there. And there's another dead card. I'll go to combat. We're in. Here's a situation where, like, our hand's kind of cool. This will flip. Yeah. I'll take that mana. That's fine. And I'll hard cast this guy. What am I gonna do? Miss out on another roots at this point? I don't even know what to take. Like, I can't find a roots. You know, like, we're not going the best route about finding it, I guess, but plus tap here. Okay, go ahead.
We can do this all day.
Or even like the other loot in the graveyard, we could do it. We just don't we don't have the stuff. We're not really relying on it to be like super crazy. We can do a combo. Like, we can go all out. Although this is so dope. I'm a little jealous. I kind of just want to let him do it. I could exile, but I'll let him do it. Never mind. I hate you. Oh, jeez, dude. There was just like, how deep are you gonna mill? I go to 10.
I will
All right.
shatter your mind.
Is there? There's definitely roots in the bottom 10. Okay. My opponent goes first. Unfair. Oh. Thankfully, I put a starting town in and not an additional swamp, because that allowed me to play my Molt Tender on curve. Which is kind of nice. Alright. No attack here? Like, what's the point? Okay. Actually, what's the point? You know what I mean? It's not... I don't... And it's just so weird to me. And it's got to be a creature, right? I always read this wrong. If one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, well, I'll take that one. Now we're getting a ton of value here. And we have a lot of mana, so even though this is still really expensive, we're still good to go. What in the world? Alright, maybe they're on something cool. Whenever you cast this sort of spell, target player mills. I think they're going to try to mill me out. I think they're going to try to mill me out of the game. I don't agree. I just want to do this, dude. Leave me alone. Oh, if we grab the creature out, we make more roots. I really have to. They don't have the mana, so let's just go the number of cards, and it'll have trample, but it actually doesn't fit. So let's do this. Exile a card. We'll exile the diamond weapon. Now we make more roots, tokens, and now we're ready to go. You have a board wipe. Or 4 mana. They exist. And white's not in your color coordination. I have the removal, sort of. It cost me like 8 million mana. They're milling themselves? They have Treasure's Insight. We're both milling. This card's actually kind of sick. Hold up. You may play lands from your graveyard. That's kind of cool. So if you get 2 of them, you're actually good. I mean, I believe I have like way beyond lethal. For 5 mana, I would like to play my draft. I like to play my draft common. All right, opponent's first. We'll keep. We have so much going on in this hand. It feels like hard not to keep. And if that Rakdos land says anything, I'm gonna just in that, I guess. I have like a lot of ways to dig anyway. If this says anything about Reanimator, oh wait, yo, crime commit time, brother. Howdy, partner. All right, so with Tyvar, do we barrel Tyvar and hope to hit? Or do I pray everything's fine? I play a cauldron. Or here. That's not good. I'm getting crimed out of my gourd. I feel like I can't even take a turn. No 1-drops found. Which is why I kind of want to play Tyvar, but Tyvar airballs, which is pretty possible. There's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then only 4 of them make mana. Or I guess if I do dredgers, like I get kind of the same thing. So if I bring back you, you're better in the graveyard because of roots. Well, you're actually better. Wrong. I bring you back. Then I can do this and make another token. And then I can play you next turn for free, I guess. I guess I just play Molt Tender because I don't even mind if it goes away. And then if these stay, I can go for Tyvar. And if this dies, unless of course they bring it back with Tiny Bones. So maybe it's blocking no matter what I do. We're in full rogue territory. Or crime committing. This is what we used to call planeswalkers with hats. Like, this is the Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Was that set just reimagined? 1-0, activate only as a sorcery. I think I'm blocking Tiny Bones kind of no matter what here. I don't feel like you do any of this. I guess you do because of this, right? Actually, they don't have mana, so maybe I don't block with Tiny Bones at all. Do I block with this? It gives Tyvar a guarantee hit. Well, no, I have a guarantee hit. Ah, nah, you got it, dude. Even though it's kind of fine to have it under it, because then it can mill cards. Whatever, dude. You know? Let's go with a... Let's go start off Tyvar. Let's just mill. We're making things hard. And thankfully we didn't go the other route. So we're going to bring this back. So now we can cast stuff back. We're going to play a... Cauldron. Cauldron? I don't know why I'm saying it that way. But Cauldron's going to get rid of this. And then we're going to be able to put a counter, which we shouldn't have used these because they're actually like able to be activated for this. This is a mana. This is tap. I can cast creatures from my graveyard. We're going to go here. And then now I can use a green by exiling a creature. We make a green. We exile this creature from our graveyard. We make another token. So everything's starting to come up exactly as we want. And now we make 3 green mana off that thing's ability here. We can then forage and cast a card. But we have to forage, what, 3? Cast spell of graveyard foraging. Foraging's 3, I believe. Yeah, exile 3. So what we can do with this mana is we start off with dredgers, get a lot of cards in our graveyard, and pull a card out, of course. We might as well do Molt Tender. These will trigger. We'll make another token. We can go ahead and play the Molt Tender at this point. Exile a card, make a mana. We do green. We exile Overlord because that is a creature for us. Even though maybe Overlord might have been a card to cast. We're gaining life as we go throughout these turns too. So now we do 3 here for 3 green. Can I actually will that back? I can. We want blue. Then we want to draw 3. I'm getting clocked right now, which is crazy considering I'm like actively trying to combo right now. Play Molt Tender. Here, I guess. I'll just have to combo next turn, I suppose. I don't know. Do these. We make a token. We do our thing. We gain life. We call it a day. We make another roots token. We go all here. And now this is obviously more expensive, but I can go ahead and play this. Sure. Then I can go ahead and play here. I can exile another roots, I guess. Resolve. Huh. I should have kept the other roots, I suppose. There's probably like a better way I could have gone about that. Just build up a big board and just pass. But I have no idea, dude. I just wanted to make a lot of stuff. Honestly, the clock kind of threw me off. Because in ranked, your clock's a bit more favorable. Where I can imagine here, the clock's a bit more aggressive. It should be, in my opinion. But I am at 16. And if it's even double removal, I'm fine, I think. I have no idea. Six and 2, huh? Interesting. Interesting. I have a wall. He's very strong. Like an ox. Block. Good game, opponent. Super sick deck by them. I will just attack out for them. They were nice enough to do that. I'm spamming it, brother. I promise. I'm just gonna go and hit you. But yeah, I mean, that's quite the crazy board. The idea behind the combo is to make the 3 mana and then have loot deal 3 damage to any target. Which I guess the thing we could have done is just been like, shoot this down, shoot like all the tokens down, and gain all the life from bringing stuff back. But you know, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, just do the thing, dude. I don't make a lot of things and then hope you live. We'll go first. Loot's in hand, unfortunately, to be honest, but that's okay. Surveil. Graveyard. A yard for the grave. Green, white, unsure. Obviously, what's up? I could just like double down my creatures, but I can also just go for Overlord and maybe find a Tyvar or something here. Oh, we do. This is also a grab I kind of wanted to get. Cauldron obviously does nothing for us. We can always grab it back. I think I want to look for a roots this turn the best I can. So I'm going to go here. Cauldron's good, but I think I want roots. The worst case is like with roots, I can just go as wide as I can. With 2 lands, I think I can double insight maybe. Or maybe even go Tyvar and just like hold these for the following turn. Sure. It's rabbits. We'll block. We'll save our life total a bit while we can. We'll go here. Please don't mill over my roots. I would like to draw them. Just like punching, you know. We're not gonna get anything else gone, so we're gonna play this Maverick back out. Then both of those, and we'll pass. Overlord's cooking. We're getting closer. We are halfway through our deck. I'm pretty good at the whole like not finding roots thing. I want to be a little less successful at that. I lied. I love being this successful at it. At this point, just mill one over. Nope. I can't even cast this. Grab a land. Warhound. Plus. Dredgers. Another half. So, am I allowed to sue Wizards of the Coast yet, or what? Bottom 10, and here we are, dude. Just feeling the dream. Double attack on Tyvar, obviously no block. I don't even think I block here. I'm not even blocking at all. You got it, dude. Get in there. They have found more quest scholars in their top 12 than I've found roots in my. We gotta draw them. Alright. Oh, don't leave it on top that many times. It's not. Oh boy. Sometimes it's just not fair. I don't feel like I should use these. I feel like I should just wait. Oh. Show it to me. Shelter bag is something. I don't know. I just hit. So unfair, dude. Why? So weirdly enough, I do get to block here, and maybe Overlord will do something. Again, for a while we were just a roots away. We're so far away now. I can't do anything. All right, this attack's pretty bad, I think. All right, well, we got to 10 cards one time, and this time I got to 25 cards, and I've yet to see a copy of it. I'm okay even if I milled it over. I promise they're in the deck. You've seen them in the other games. Yeah, dude, you got it. Actually, I'll indulge you. I will attack. Hey! It doesn't exist. Look at all these cards you get to get back. Isn't that awesome? Just let it happen. That's messed up, dude. They feel that bad for me. It's so sad.
Let's see what this hex gold.
It was only one roots too. That's fine. We'll move on. These don't have trample. I might actually be okay. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Pause. Pause. This is leaving the graveyard, and this is getting exiled to be cast. I don't know if it counts. We'll check. Do I gain 4 life? Oh, I do here. It's 1 or more, right? Yeah, so I guess casting it takes it out. Go in here. I weirdly somehow figured out how to get out of this game. We can block and then gain more life. I hate that I'm here, to be entirely honest with you. Cauldron, land, Gorehound. Gain more life. I might as well just do this now, right? So exile a card from my graveyard to make a black. We will exile this Overlord. I hate that I wanted to concede this game, but I feel reasonable in doing so, you know? Land. They just couldn't see. My bad, opponent. I'm here. I forgot I had laundry going and I had to go do that. Okay. All right. Interesting. I've already seen more roots this game than the entire last game. That's pretty sick. I mean, I'm flipping for lands at this point. Maybe my bottom 17 are the rest of the lands. No. If this spell was cast from your graveyard, exiled, then put it on the battlefield, transformed. Oh, we hit the land. Even though it kind of sucks. It sucks so bad. It's the only land that doesn't work. We'll hit a surveil land here. It's fine. We'll hit a land here. Fine. Fine. I believe. We all believe, right? We're so dead. Messed up, but you know, we're here. Here.
Never give up.
To bring back one of these little guys. Then we pass because we obviously got a blocker here. They have this. They have a rogue's pass. These make something bonk me real bad. There's a library for a basic land card. Put it onto the battlefield whenever you're the next. it's got flashback. That's how you cast it back. Duh. Real top card of your library. If it's a permanent card, put it into your hand. Nice. I believe you. We just need our 5R to live, which is awesome. Nope. I deny. Mill. That would have been cool. Would have turned those on. But our colored mana is fine. So we play Roots. Now we're ready to go. We're ready to ramble and gamble. You know what I'm saying? We can do that. We can play this, activate it, but then I don't have the untapped source. And I won't be able to get a creature. Actually, no, we can. So we exile a card. We go for black mana here. We want to exile the Maverick. We'll make a token off Roots. And then we'll do green here. And then we'll play the Adept. Then we'll activate Adept's ability, allowing us to cast this. We'll exile pretty much everything else in our graveyard, which is unfortunate a bit. But we're trying to just go a little bit large here. That's kind of the goal of this. Overload our Overlord. Mill. Okay. We'll take that. Then we'll go here. We have an extra mana we can make. We'll bend both of those. A plus here. And we have potentially great blockers across the board. So I guess I just untap here. I could go for another cast, which is probably worth. Because now I can go exile. Now we'll make 2 Roots tokens. And then we just pass here. So that was a pretty productive turn, I would say. Alright. Let's see it. Let's see the 10. Now they can make something unblockable with Rogue's Passage. So there is that fear a bit. Because obviously Tyvar's best interest right now is the fact that he's making our stuff be able to tap as soon as they come in. But what else will we do? I have no idea. Diamond Weapon also in this deck is probably just worse than what it does in other decks. So the other mill one, like the Beanstalk one, where they all get cheaper. Because Roots obviously kind of negates that plan. But the problem with Roots is you're either doing Roots or you lose. Where the Diamond Weapon can kind of give us like another avenue of play. Where we can go, you know what? We've milled a lot. I don't know what game that would have been in that we haven't seen a Roots, maybe in our top 30, maybe in our top 40. We haven't seen a copy of Roots yet. We kind of need another way to win. I still can't believe that's actually happened twice in the amount of games I played, because that variance is crazy. But our opponent's gone, I guess, in this. But yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't even know what that says. We're gonna learn together. Blow up my whole board. Create a token to copy of target non-legendary champion you control against haste. If it's not gonna put up to 3 lore counters on it, you can sacrifice it. My dad. Other creatures get +2 and trample. Okay. Get a lot of stuff. Brothers of the Hand is on the top, dude. It's right there. I mean, it doesn't really kill like a lot, but it does kill stuff. I mean, your deck's cool, man. I like their deck a lot. It's just I had a crazy turn with the Roots in play, you know, kind of just what happens. And unfortunately here, I mean, I guess this, so I can bring that back from the graveyard. It makes this cheaper. Mill card. Another Overlord, which would have been a sick card to rip. I can always cast the Overlord back, so watch this cool trick. I have a sweet trick for you to learn. So we bring this back. Roots triggers. Maverick triggers. We find some stuff. Do I have lethal? They can block. No, I don't have lethal. Okay. I feel significantly better now that I don't have lethal. I'm going to do some crazy stuff. I would like to have some fun too. I'm gonna play here. Go and let's take out the here, and I guess here. We need the Tyvar in that graveyard. Lord. We'll grab Tyvar back. Play Tyvar. We're in there. Bring back Molt. And now these things are getting massive. I guess I can just play loot. But I don't even think that's worth at this point. Let's just play this guy. Exile one of these, this, and this. And roots 2 more tokens, you know how it goes. Let's just cast another one of these. Roots, and I'll leave loot in there, even though we can just hard cast the one in our hand. We'll grab an additional Tyvar back. Then, of course, all of our big ones are tapped, but that's fine. And now we're just chilling for another turn. And now I definitely have lethal, obviously. I think that's pretty clear. Does my opponent have lethal? I don't know. I do have, like, massive... Why this 1/2 is the one that's untapped and unfazed and just ready? Oh, wait, they all get a token later, right? That's how that works. I have no idea. They can Rogue's Passage and make it unblockable, which is... once again, a little tough. Now the flyer, I can handle one of these because the damage is prevented. It's pretty sweet, their deck that they're playing so far. Saga is fully popped at this point, which is a little tough. So they got +4 across the board. The other thing is, without a Dredger's Insight, we haven't actually been able to gain life to put a little bit of stuff in our way. Return on lands. That's pretty sick. I don't know. My opponent's on a cool deck, man. It's really sick. Summon Titan. That's just Primeval Titan. You can't tell me otherwise. So, cool part here. We're just going to fully block this. We could have went for the flyer here. Nowhere to run. Sure. So the sick part is this will not die because it prevents the combat damage. So they'll trample over a little. Oh no! Yeah, but I mean, I think we just saw the absurdity of roots, and I think we saw the backup plan that this provides, right? Like where we can just, sometimes we'll just play it for 2, and then it'll be good. As you can see, it'll be a 5/5. This doesn't necessarily kill it. This does damage, and we're good. So. Because the damage is prevented, so it won't have any of it. Very cool. All right, so to talk about the deck a bit, one big downside. One, it's probably just being too cute with that card. I don't think we actually need to play that card. The other downside, apparently, if you play Insidious Roots, you will eventually, every now and then, have to dig to the bottom 15 cards of your deck to find your very first copy, which in our graveyard deck, we can get there pretty quick. Which is actually kind of a good sign to show that we can dig through our deck incredibly fast and get there so quick that it's pretty oppressing to our opponent, like how fast we can get there. Obviously, Mill will end up one-shotting us. But it was sweet to play Roots once again and kind of feel like I didn't just need Roots in my hand. Cauldron right now is just a good meta call with all the graveyard decks floating around as well, like the Omniscience decks and Reanimator decks like Dinos and stuff like that, as we saw early on. And then obviously being able to use that with the like Haywire Might with all the enchantment creatures. Although that doesn't answer it, I lied. This doesn't hit creatures, but extra enchantments and stuff in general. So like domain and stuff obviously struggles if we have this and whatnot. So it's great for that. And then the other thing as well is just this diamond weapon. I did have 4 in here, but I felt like I kept finding it all the time. So I did trim down to 3 throughout the video. But yeah, having this guy as a backup win condition, or even against like the aggro decks where you can just be like, you know what? Monster Trade your dude, dude. Get in here. Because I believe the way that like double strike and stuff happens. So one of the major things that gets us when we're playing these big creatures is you play a Heartfire hero. gets double strike and then they monster destroys it, right? We've all seen the 6/4 coming for double strike at whatever. If we block with this, because prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to this creature, if the first hit will hit with the Heartfire hero for 6, and for most 8 toughness creatures, that means the next hit is going to hit for 6, or is going to hit this creature for 2 and then trample over for 4 and then die and deal like 10 to us. Because Diamond Weapon prevents the damage, it's going to absorb the entire 6 again, because there will be no damage that was dealt to it last time whenever Heartfire hero hit it the first time. And then we'll only end up taking like 6, which is obviously a lot, but that's a lot less than the 12 we were initially going to take. And that also works in spots where, say it's large enough that we can't actually even kill it. Say it's a 9/9. Any creature with double strike and a 9/9, we just get to block with this. They trample over for 1 once, and then they trample over for one more time, and then we take 2 from a thing it could have done 18 damage, right? So it's kind of cool with that type of effect. Other than that, Tyvar's sweet. Roots is sick. Is this that good? I don't know. We all know that Roots is probably not ever going to be the S tier deck, although somebody out there could probably solve this deck out a lot better than I can. Some Pro Tour player will probably take it to Vegas and then prove me wrong immediately and be like, Roots is the best deck in the meta, because that's almost what they did once, and then it got kind of discontinued of like the good deck caliber. Here, all you need, Vivi is probably, again, too cute. I did like starting town over playing the 3rd swamp. I might even play 2 starting towns and go down to 1 swamp just in case we get land destruction. We are on 18 lands, as you can see. There might also be better cards for this. I do think I'm going to play the Beanstalk version for the Diamond Weapon as well, so we can show off a little bit more of the Final Fantasy set, but I felt like this deck being one of the decks that gets unbanned whenever a card like this comes out, it felt new enough, right? Like, no, there's not Insidious Roots everywhere. So with all that said and done, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. And if you have any decks you would like me to play, please let me know below. I have been working on the Discord. I got a lot of stuff in there. I don't know how big to make like sections. Like, I have a lot of sections that may never get used or what, but I don't know how to like make the bots and stuff yet. And I have a friend to do that, but we're also really busy this week because of the Apex Con. So I have no idea when it will come out. But with all said and done, I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.